99% of people are living on autopilot and they don't even know it. I'm talking about the ones who scroll, snooze 3 times, promise themselves tomorrow will be different, and wake up 5 years later in the exact same spot. But there is a 1% club, people who break free, who build lives they actually respect. The gap between them and everyone else, it's not luck, it's not talent. It's 10 principles they live by while the world stays stuck. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to hand you every single one. But here's the truth, most people will never accept. The 1% club mindset doesn't start when you make your first million. It starts the moment your own people turn against you. Let me paint you a picture. You decided to change, right? And you start waking up 5 a.m., you stop going to the same bars, the same parties, and suddenly what happened? Your friends stop calling. Your family thinks you have lost it. But here's the paradox. That loneliness, that misunderstanding, that's your sign. That's how you know you are on the right path. Jeff Bezos said it best.
If you're gonna do anything new or innovative, you have to be willing to be misunderstood. And if you can't tolerate that, then for God's sake, don't do anything new or innovative.
So if the people around you don't get it, good. It means you are building something bigger than their ceiling can measure. But if you are going to walk that lonely path, there is one thing you cannot do. You can't blame them for not understanding. You can't blame your parents for not supporting you. You can't blame the economy, the algorithm, the timing. You can't blame anyone. Everything in your life is your responsibility. Even the things that aren't your fault. Let me give you an example. Your internet crashes right before a client call. Most people, what they do? They panic. They miss the opportunity, but the 1% club, the people with the right mindset, they grab their phone immediately, switch it to hotspot, run the meeting anyway, find out how to fix the problem. That's extreme ownership. It's the mindset that separates the people who complain from the people who win. You don't control everything that happens to you, but you always control how you respond. And once you start taking full responsibility for your life, you realize something that most people around you never will. They will blame the government, the economy, their boss, their ex, the weather, anything but themselves. And here's where it gets dangerous. If you stay in that environment long enough, their ceiling becomes yours. If your circle is broke and making excuses, guess where you're headed? But if your circle is leveling up all the time, investing, creating, pushing limits, you won't even need motivation. You will rise just to keep up. Once you upgrade your circle, everything shifts. You realize quickly that high-level people don't waste time on excuses. They're not flexing cars they can afford. They're not burning cash on get-rich-quick schemes. They invest in themselves. This is the biggest mistake that 99% make. They will throw thousands into shoes, nights out, or gambling on the next big thing. But ask them to spend $500, $200 on a course that teaches them a high-income skill. Suddenly, it's too expensive. That's why they stay stuck. The 1% club flips the script. They pay for mentors, buy books, take courses, fly across the world for the right rooms because they know the truth. If you become too valuable to ignore, the market will chase you. But here's the kicker. Investing in yourself only works if you stay long enough for those skills to pay off. Most people quit in the middle. Don't fail because the opportunity was bad. They fail because they quit the moment things get hard. Every business, every dream, every big goal has a phase I call the valley of death. At first, it's so hype, you're happy and optimist, excited, you're open the business, you're open your YouTube channel, everything feels possible. You are like so excited, right? But then reality hits. Sales are slow, progress stalls. You start thinking, maybe I'm not that good. Maybe this is not for me. And that's when 99% of people jump ship. They start over, chase the next shiny thing, and repeat the same cycle over and over and over again. But in 1%, they push through boredom, discomfort, and frustration and doubts because they know discipline is what compounds. Quitting resets you back to zero every time. But discipline isn't just about grinding, it's also about growth. And growth only happens where it's uncomfortable. That's why they do something most people actively avoid. If your days feel safe, predictable, and easy, you're not growing. It's just facts. Joseph Campbell said it best. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. So, what's your cave? That camera you are afraid to turn on? That one? That DM you were too scared to send? That idea you think it's too big for you because you don't deserve it or you're not capable of? That's exactly where you need to go. Now, here's the problem. You can't keep pushing into scary, high-value areas of life if you are drowning in low-value tasks. That's why the next principle is about learning how to buy back time. If you're spending your day doing tasks that anyone else could do for $10, $20, or $50 an hour, you have already capped your growth. Your energy and time should only go to the activities that compound, the ones only you can do, that actually build wealth, skills, and freedom. Everything else, delegate it, automate it, or delete it. But it's not just about freeing time. It's about what you do with that time. And this is where the 1% Club separates themselves completely. They don't aim for small wins. They play the game with a 10x mindset. Let me explain. Most people think growth is linear, right? Straight line. But the 1%, again, they think differently. They ask, what if I added a 0? Not 10 clients, but 100. Not 100K, but 1 million. Not 1 video a week, but 10. You know what is funny? When I started my Instagram business, brookz Lab, I decided to post 30 days in a row. And then suddenly like, F that, I'm going to 10x. And you know what I did? 365 posts in a year. And guess what happened? I am reaching almost 1 million followers on my Instagram because of 10x my mindset. When you aim for 10x instead of 2x, something powerful happens. You are forced to innovate. You can't play small anymore. When Mr. Beast scaled YouTube, he didn't ask, how can I get 10,000 views? He asked, how can I make the craziest video on the platform so big it gets 100 million views? That 10x mindset forced him to innovate at a level nobody else dared. But of course, it takes time. You can't build a 10x life with 10-day plan. You can't scale a business, a body, or a brand if you only thinking about this week. It's not gonna work. Thinking decades, not days. Most people want everything fast, right? Fast money, fast success, fast results, and end up stuck in the same place year after year after year. 1 year of effort feels small, but 10 years of a relentless focus, that's where legends are built. Look at Warren Buffett, for example. 90% of his net worth came after age of 60. Not because he suddenly got smarter, but because compounding had decades to work its magic. After decades of work, after 10x goals, after building discipline, here's the ultimate truth the 1% discovers. There is no place to get to. Most people tell themselves, when I hit 6 figures or 7 figures, then I will be happy. When I buy the new dream car, then I will feel successful. When I finally get recognition, then I will feel enough. But every time they hit a milestone, that target moves. It always moves. They make 6 figures, now they're like, what about 7 figures? I already did 6, let's go for 7. They get the car, now they want the jet. They climb one mountain, they see a bigger one right there. That's why so many people, even rich ones, still feel empty. The 1% think differently. Again, they don't wait to arrive. They love the process. They love the grind, the learning, the growth. And because of that, they will have advantage. They will win twice. Once in the journey because they're happy, they're winning already. And again, when the results happen, when they reach that goal, you know? Here's the paradox. The moment you stop needing success to feel like enough, you actually start creating more of it. Because now you are not chasing out of fear. You are building from abundance. So here's the part that matters most. The 99% will hear this, agree with it, and still scroll to the next video. But the 1% club, they will apply it. They will pick one principle today. They will move on it, and they will never stop stacking wins, small ones, until the world has no choice but to notice. The gap between you and the 99% is not knowledge, it's action. Knowledge does not generate results. What generates results is behavior guided by knowledge. Once again, knowledge does not generate results. What generates results is behavior guided by knowledge. So here's my challenge for you. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop telling yourself you will start tomorrow. The only time the 1% club ever moves is now. You don't need permission. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need to decide. Because the truth is simple. In 10 years, you'll look back and realize this was the moment. The moment you either stayed the same or the moment you separated yourself from the 99% of the world. The choice is yours. Make it now.